How do you have no legs and one arm and you're so confident? You see, what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna break down confidence so simply that you will be able to translate it and build confidence in every single area of your life. If I could snap my fingers, I say that fast. What's going on, everybody? I'm Nick Santonastasso, and on this channel, we help people just like you build their brand, their business, and their legacy through communication in stages, but we also help people just like you master their internal world so they can have anything they want in the external world. Now, if you go through my videos or if you've seen me before, maybe one of the questions that you ask yourself is, how is this guy so confident, right? You see so many people with physical challenges or these different types of challenges, or even people with all their arms and all their legs, yet they're just not confident. Like, what is the key? Well, the truth is, I was born like this, meaning no legs, one arm, but I wasn't always born confident. You see, by the time that I got into middle school and high school, I was a suicidal, depressed, overweight teen who didn't get any girls, didn't have any confidence, didn't have any knowledge, wasn't an athlete, wasn't anything, and I had a very bad relationship with myself. Now, I'm gonna teach you in this video, I'm gonna break down confidence very simply and how you can apply it and how you can build confidence in your own life. But before we even get to that, I want you to understand that the foundation, someone say the foundation to your success in every single area of your life, including your body, your mind, your relationships, and your bank account, is directly correlated to your confidence and your self-worth. Now, why is that? Well, I want you to jot down that you will never make more than you think you're worth. If you think you're worth 50K a year, you'll only do 50K a year things. If you think you're worth 100K a year, you'll only do 100K a year things. If you don't think you're worth the relationship, you may have gotten into the relationship and then pushed that person away because on the unconscious level, you felt like you weren't worthy, or maybe you've lost the weight and then found more of it. Does that relate to you? These are ways that we self-sabotage, but this is also a pattern of me identifying that there is low self-worth or low confidence, right? So I'll give you a great example. When I was 14 years old, I didn't get girls. I didn't have any girls. I had a bad relationship with myself. I was a chubby Italian boy. And I wanted to figure out a way where I can feel more confident in my body, because the truth is, by the age of 14, I wanted to take my life. I didn't like being born with no legs, one arm. I didn't like the fact that the girls didn't like me. I didn't have a girlfriend. All these different things led me to a deep, dark, negative place. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you didn't fit in middle school and high school. Maybe you weren't the most athletic. Maybe you weren't the most handsome and the most pretty, whatever it is. And so you're in this deep, dark, negative spot. Or maybe if you've seen someone who didn't have those things, yet they were confident, and you're like, what's going on here? How are they confident, but they're not in shape? They don't have the muscles. What's going on here? And so I was 14 years old, and I wanted to become a wrestler. And my older brother was a wrestler, and I wanted to be just like my older brother. And so at the time, this arm was about 5 inches longer than it is now, and my bone was going faster than my skin. And it's super sensitive, and the bottom line is, if I would have hit my arm hard enough, my bone would have came through my skin. And so I came home one day and I sat both my parents down, and I said, Mom and Dad, I want to become a wrestler. And my mom was like, oh no, God forbid, wrestling's the most physical sport. What are you going to do if you hit your arm and your bone comes through your skin? What are you going to do then? And in under 10 seconds, I came up with the solution, and I looked my parents in their eyes and I said, can we cut my arm off? Can we do something about it? And they said, Nick, is this something that you really want to do? And I said, absolutely. It'll give me more confidence. I'll be able to call myself a wrestler and an athlete. Maybe I'll get some girls, right? And they were like, is this something that you really want to do? And I said, absolutely. And so my sophomore year of high school, my parents went ahead and scheduled the appointment so they can amputate my arm. And so what they did was they lasered 5 inches of my arm off, and they pulled skin from up on my shoulder over my bone so I can have some padding so I could beat people up with that. And the reason why I share that story is I went on and I became a wrestler and I became a bodybuilder and I did some amazing things. But the foundation to that story is what I want to give you here today. The foundation of that story is I followed through on the very thing that I said I was going to do. What if I were to tell you that confidence and self-worth and building it is that simple? It comes down to the I word, and the big I word is integrity. Integrity is following through on the very things that you say you're going to do. Now, let me give you another example. If I called you up and I said, hey, meet me at this restaurant at 5 p.m., we're going to have a dinner. You said, great, I'll be there at 5 p.m. And you blocked your schedule, you were ready, and you showed up at the restaurant at 5 p.m. and I never showed up. Or maybe I showed up really late. How many times of me not showing up or me being late are you going to realize I'm unreliable? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, depending on your standards. Now let's flip the script on yourself. How many times are you going to say you're going to do something and you don't do it? Are you going to realize you're the unreliable one? That you're the liar? that you're the one that no one can believe their word. You see, we do this all the time, my friend. How many times have you promised yourself that you're going to start that diet and you never do it? How many times have you told yourself that you're going to start going to the gym and then you get the gym membership and then you cancel it and you never go? Or how many times have you told yourself that you're going to lose the weight and this is going to be your summer and then you don't do it? Or how many times have you told yourself where you're going to start that business idea, you're finally going to go all in on your dreams, and then you don't do it? The question is, when you lie to yourself once, what is it easier to do? To lie again and lie again and lie again and lie again until you become numb to lying to yourself, and it's just easy to lie to yourself, but it's easy to break your word. What if I were to tell you that the key between you being unconfident and you being confident is you actually following through in the promises that you make? You see, what tends to happen is on an unconscious level, every time that you lie to yourself or every time that you break a promise, on an unconscious level, you are diminishing the relationship you have within yourself. You're diminishing your worth, you're diminishing your integrity, and you're diminishing your word. You can't even believe you. And so how do we repair this broken relationship with ourselves? Well, there's one simple thing that you can do in any area of your life, whether it's your body, your mind, your relationships, or your wealth, that you can apply right now. And it's something that we call non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are exactly what the title is. Non-negotiables, meaning despite what happens in business that day, despite what happens with schoolwork that day, despite what happens with your relationships that day, that there are a few things that you get done every single day that make you feel good, that make you feel like you moved the needle forward, that make you feel like you progressed. You see, would you agree that your darkest and your loneliest and terrible days come from the days where you feel stuck, you feel stagnant, or on the days where you feel like you're moving backwards? And so there's a core principle that will help you build confidence and certainty and self-worth, and it's progress equals happiness. Jot it down. Progress equals happiness. And what non-negotiables are is non-negotiables are the guardrails of progress that allow us to feel like we move the needle forward despite what happens in our personal or in our business life. And so, for example, a man with no legs or an arm, me, one of my non-negotiables is I move my body or I lift weights at least 45 minutes a day, bare minimum. Now, why do I do that? Because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I moved the needle forward. It makes me feel like I'm getting better. And every single time that I follow through on the promise that I make within myself, I become a better version of self. But most importantly, I anchor my word. My word becomes more strong. And I prove to myself, I give myself evidence that when I say something's going to get done, it gets done. That right there breeds confidence, it breeds competence, but it also breeds self-worth. And then other people around you will catch on and they'll realize that guy or girl, when they say they're going to do something, it gets done. But maybe right now in your life, no one believes you. You're the boy who cried breakthrough. You're the boy who cried, I'm going to get a job. You're the girl who cried, I'm going to get sober. You're the girl who cried, I'm going to lose the weight. And no one really believes you. And because no one believes you, you don't even believe yourself because you've been lying to yourself way too damn long. And so if you want to start building confidence and you want to start building self-worth, even if you have no legs, one arm, start creating non-negotiables in every single area of your life. And you can even start small. Maybe just now, the first one that you do is you're going to move your body 45 minutes a day. So a man with no legs, one arm doesn't outwork you. You can start there. I'm going to move my body 45 minutes a day, bare minimum. Maybe for you, it's I'm going to learn or acquire a new skill set every single day, or I'm going to learn something new for an hour every single day because when I learn, I feel more confident. But ask yourself, what do I need to do on a day-to-day basis in order to feel confident, in order to feel like I progress, in order to feel like I'm moving forward? And then create your non-negotiables around those. But without my non-negotiables, I'm genuinely lazy. And if you're watching this video, probably like me, you're probably genuinely lazy as well. You're probably like, I don't really know how I got this far. I don't know how I got this far, I'm so lazy. And so I have to create non-negotiables and guardrails in my life to ensure that I'm moving the needle forward every single day, but also I'm building myself into the version that I want to become so I can give that version to the world. And so if you want to build confidence and you want to build self-worth, stop lying to yourself. Maybe right now you've been talking about getting sober, get sober. Maybe you've been lying about losing the weight, go lose the damn weight. Maybe you've been lying and just talking about how you're going to learn that new skill set. Drop everything and go learn the skill set. And I promise you that when you drop everything and you follow through on the very thing that you say you're going to do and you achieve it, you're going to meet a version of yourself that you haven't met yet. And that's my intention for you. Every single one of you watching right now, there is a higher level out there for you. There's a higher level in your body, your mind, your relationships, your wealth. and you haven't met that version of yourself because you've been lying too long. And so you're ready to start talking the talk and walking the walk. Drop in the comments, what do you think you can add into your non-negotiables into your day-to-day? What are some of non-negotiables that you're going to add moving forward from this video that are going to change the quality of your life and most importantly build an amazing relationship with yourself, which will bleed into all the other areas of your life? For me, it's 45 minutes of working out and getting my water intake. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel healthy. It translates into all the other areas of my life. But I'm not telling you that you have to go become a bodybuilder or lift weights. But right now, at this point in your life, it's a good thing I got one finger. What is one non-negotiable that you're going to commit to in the comments that is going to change the game for you, that makes you feel successful, makes you feel like you moved forward, and most importantly, helps you build an amazing relationship with yourself because you stop lying and you start doing the thing that you say you're going to do? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to see them, and we'll see you in the next week because every single week we're dropping fire just like this.